Alright, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Jaden, or JJ Kings, coming at you with a brand new video, as you can see here, and obviously from the title, you guys know this is going to be my Infinite Warfare rant. This is going to be a very different kind of video, but a video that I did really want to make, and I've been wanting to make for a very long time. I have a lot to talk about on this list. But this list isn't just going to be me, shit-talking the game or bashing it. I'm also going to be talking about pros, things they did good, things they did that affected the game positively and negatively. So like I said, there's a lot of stuff on this list. I did actually make a list. This is my YouTube notebook where I write down all these ideas I have for videos. But like I said before, let's get into this. So starting off, movement. The movement in Infinite Warfare was very, very bad for, what the community wants. We wanted boots on the ground, and luckily we have that coming with World War II in 7 days, believe it or not. I'm so excited for this game, but that's not what we're talking about. We'll have a whole nother video on that. But the movement was very bad for what we wanted. It's not boots on the ground, but for advanced movement, in my opinion, it was the best advanced movement we've gotten and that we could get. Advanced Warfare, 1 minute you're looking at somebody, the next minute they go 100 miles an hour into the clouds, which was kind of BS. Black Ops 3s, they didn't really take full advantage of that movement system and make it as clean and as slick as they could have. Infinite Warfare took Black Ops 3s and took it to the next step, which I think was very good. It made it super easy to use and super fun for those of you guys who, don't completely hate the advanced movement system. The next thing, wall running. I don't have a problem with advanced movement, really. The whole community hates it. I've never had a problem with it. I actually have come to like it, but the wall running, especially on the map Frost. If you guys know the map Frost, I have mad gameplays on there on my channel. But the one issue with Frost on the offensive right side, defensive left side, and search and destroy terms, there's a wall run that pretty much goes around the entire map, which is very bad because, the first time I ever played the game, I actually had the K-bar and I was pushing. I didn't see anybody, and I'm like, yo, where are these people? Shouldn't they be pushing this way? And then I got shot in the back and I died, and I'm like, yo, how'd this kid get behind me? How'd he, kill me from behind? Because I would have seen him run past me. And I watched kill cam, and he ran completely around me, jumped up and shot me in the back. Later in the game, I came to realize that that happens a lot, and you, as a player, can start taking advantage of that and catch people off guard. So I started doing that, but it's cancerous, guys. It's really bad. So next, snipers. They did Infinite Warfare, did a horrible, absolutely terrible job with snipers. The only real usable sniper, in my opinion, was the KBS longbow, and you can barely even hit in all single squad feed, which is a major issue. The EBR 800, there's way too much recoil. The alternate mode, which turns into an AR, was not as good as it should have been, and the sniper overall was just not great. The Widowmaker, hit marker machine, then you had the DMR-1, which, nobody uses those, really. And then they added in DLC weapons, which I'll talk about later, as the Trek 50 and the Proteus. The Proteus was decent. I actually got the Epic version, and I've hit a few clips with it. It's decent. But it gives you a lot of hit markers. Than the Trek 50, 1 bullet per chamber. You can't do that with snipers. So Infinite Warfare did a terrible job with snipers. Next, camos. Specifically epic camos, but camos as a whole. Infinite Warfare could have made some of these camos absolutely amazing, and they just didn't do it. Black Ops 3's camos, well, yeah, they were animated and way more flashy than a lot of people would have liked. They were very good camos, and you can't deny that. Infinite Warfare made very basic camos, which were not near as good as they should have been. The camo graffiti is a rare. They could have turned that into an epic and made it so the more kills you get, the more graffiti shows up on your gun, kind of like Jam camo. It's an all-white camo, but the more kills you get, blood splats start getting on your gun, and it's absolutely amazing. And they could have made a ton of camos like that, and camos as a whole just aren't near as nice as they should have been. So diving into the next thing, variants. The variants I like variants. I do, I don't want them in the next COD, which they are confirmed, but they're not supposed to be stat changing at launch. So they're probably going to be stat changing later in the game, but at launch they aren't. But the variants are I like them, but they didn't add in any variants throughout the year. When the game dropped, they had mad variants. Then a few months down the road, they released maybe 15 new variants, and that's it. Like, you need to keep adding in these variants like month after month after month to keep the community going. Oh, I want this, I want that, I want that. Because I spent all my salvage on the weapons I wanted, and then started buying weapons that I didn't want just because I had the salvage. I'm like, hey, I can buy this and give it a go. If I don't like it, then I didn't lose anything, except for 4,000 salvage, which wouldn't even affect me because they aren't adding in these DLC weapons. So the next thing I want to talk about is score streaks. I'm done with variants because there's really nothing to say other than they needed to add in much more than they did. But the score streaks were very, very bad. Like, they can blow up so easily. The vultures, which are like a talon from Black Ops 3 or a dragonfly from Black Ops 2, those of you who didn't play IW, I'm trying to put it in different terms, you can blow that up with like half a mag of a K-bar. That shouldn't happen. I'm working hard to get these streaks and people shoot them down like that. Like, it's crazy. The UAVs get shot down super easy. The wardens get shot down pretty easily. You know, you're gonna have like 3 people shooting it with, say, a K-bar with at least a mag and a half, and then the whole thing's blown up, which is kind of garbage. And then advanced UAVs, I didn't really notice them getting shot down too much, but the times that they did, they went down pretty quick, and that was a major issue. The next thing I want to talk about, rigs. Oh my god, the combat rigs. I don't even want to get started on these. I don't want to talk about them, but I have to, because nobody wants these. Like, specialists, we hate. Rigs, we hate. We don't want these things in our games. Like, I don't want to be in the middle of a gunfight, have somebody down to like half health, and then they turn into a fucking dog. Like, that's not what I want. I don't want to be in the gunfight with somebody and have them pull out a riot shield and just one-tap me by running into me. Like, I don't want these things. I want normal gun-to-gun gunfights where it's actually fair. Like, the rigs just made it super bad. Rewind, you know, I use that a lot. I actually liked it, just like I like Glitch from Black Ops 3. But nobody, like, there was no aim assist on the Synaptic rig. So let's actually dive into the next one, because I can't rigs. Supply drops, I mean, we all know everybody hates supply drops. There's not too much to say. I think the likelihood of getting epics was way lower than it should have been, but I definitely don't think, that it was that bad. You know, I got everything I wanted in the game, except for a few heroes, but that's not like a major deal. And we know supply drops are going to be returning in Call of Duty World War II, which I'm actually kind of excited to see what, you know, are going to be in those supply drops, because we didn't get to see that in beta. And supply drops, we know they're not going anywhere, so I do look forward to seeing what are in them, at least. The next thing, zombies. Like, the zombies in IW, for me as a big IW player who played this game a lot and really enjoyed it, the zombies weren't that bad because I liked all of the weapons. But with that being said, the zombies were pretty bad. Like, Black Ops 3, Treyarch zombies are near untouchable, but I think the zombies definitely could have been better, especially the maps, and the characters were just pretty cringy. The next thing, black hole grenades, dome shields, spiders, and the striker payload or combat rig as a whole. All of these things are so unbelievably cancerous. I don't want to be in a gunfight with somebody, then have them just throw a black hole grenade at me and get sucked in by it, and I can't do anything about it, because whether I try and run away from it, it's going to be still trying to suck me in, and while yes, you can't escape them by sprinting and sliding a lot, that person that threw it or one of their teammates is going to shoot you. So black hole grenades, if they're thrown at you, you're dead. I don't want to be playing, you know, search and destroy and bring somebody down to a one-shot. Moving on to the next thing, dome shields. I don't want to be in the middle of a gunfight with somebody, bring them down to a one-shot and search, and then have them throw a dome shield and just be chilling and then take me out. Like, I think that's absolute garbage. Spider grenades, it's an AI-controlled HCXD. Like, how does this make sense? It's an AI-controlled Scarab. That should not be in the game. You shouldn't be able to run 2 of those per class when you have to work so hard. Well, it's not really work hard, like, it's like a 4-kill streak for a Scarab or HCXD, but that's still garbage. And then the striker payload, I have 0 kills with that combat rig, because I refuse to use it because of how, like, disgustingly, like, bad it is. Like, it shoots black holes that are more OP than the black hole grenades, and that's just terrible. But here's some pros. The maps. I thought the maps were very good. I actually didn't have a problem with the maps. I did like a lot of the maps. Sorry if you guys hear that. My phone's ringing. But the maps, in my opinion, were very good. You know, when I think about Black Ops 3 and think about maps I like, I think Nuketown, Evac. And that's it. Like, those are the only maps I like. But when I think about Infinite Warfare, I think Breakout, you know, Genesis, Renaissance. Like, there's all these maps that just come to my head. Skydock, Grounded. Like, there's so many good maps that I did enjoy in the game. So Infinite Warfare definitely did do good on maps. Moving on to the next thing, weapon balancing. Infinite Warfare did so unbelievably good with weapon balancing. Like, I honestly can hardly process it. Like, in Black Ops 3, the most OP weapon, in my opinion, is the M8A7. So say I'm running the M8A7, and I'm running low on ammo, I take one guy out, and he dies, and then I have 0 bullets left. And I go over to see what he has, and he has a Weevil. I'm like, oh man, I'm about to get killed. The Weevil is absolute trash. I'm gonna die off this streak. But say I'm playing Infinite Warfare with the K-Bar, which is the most OP weapon in my opinion, and I kill somebody, I have 0 bullets, and I pick up his gun, and it's the FHR-40, which in my opinion is the worst weapon in the game. I can pick it up and be like, okay, I can make this work. Because all of the weapons in the game strive in their own, what should I say, in their own light, if you will. Because the FHR-40 at range, you don't stand a chance, but at close range, the thing absolutely melts. At medium range, you know, you can beat out weapons here and there, but it's not that likely. But like the Weevil from Black Ops 3, I picked that up and I don't think I can win any gunfight. But in Infinite Warfare, I think I can actually win like very few but a fair amount of gunfights with, you know, the worst weapons in the game. Next, Deatomizer Strikes. I think it's a fantastic idea. 2 videos ago, you guys actually saw me drop a Deatomizer Strike with the MV4 Fallout. The Deatomizer Strike weapons, I think, were definitely a great touch for the variant parts. I definitely did wish they added in more for specific weapons, like the Xeon never got one, and I wish it did. But that's no big deal. The Deatomizer Strikes I did really like. And moving on to the next and last point I have is DLC weapons. Infinite Warfare did so good with DLC weapons, it actually makes me happy to think about it. Because if you own the Season Pass, you get all the DLC weapons for free, like 100% free. And most of you guys are probably thinking, oh, that's not free, that's spending $50. But like, they're giving them to you for purchasing something in the game that I would have bought, whether there was a DLC weapon reward or not. So I think they definitely did good on that. And if you didn't buy the DLC, what's it called, Season Pass, you do a challenge for them, which, you know, some people are knocking out in like a day. So that was definitely really good. DLC weapons, Deatomizer Strikes, weapon balancing, and maps. Those are the 4 main points I have for what Infinite Warfare did good. And then there's a list of 10 things I think they did wrong. But these were all just main points. You know, I could make a list that was much longer and extend this video to like 20 minutes, but I'm not trying to do that because I don't think you guys want to sit here and watch a 20-minute video from your boy JJ Kings Gaming. But that is going to be it for the video. I did try and make this uncut. I don't think I cut it. I might have cut out that part where the phone rang. I'm not sure though. But make sure you leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new, and it's been your boy Jaden or JJ, and I'm out. Later.